So let's see. Now we have here. Hi, everybody. Now we have here small level for Cityscape, but this I will just reset this blocks clear active layer. So from here on, we have here terrain. That is under world, so we can use it for just a reference. We could just put some maps under this just for reference or anything like that. But let's try to write like to design a simple city. We'll start with just one shape. Okay, this wasn't a great shape. Okay, so something like that. And it will create main area. So the first steps that we have to do is like create another shapes, and this can to cut this shape in two, like, and this will be done with the shift and like we can do it with a straight line. This is the left mouse button. So if you use the left mouse button, it will always cut a straight lines. Let's undo this. And if you use a left mouse button, you can do like nice shapes. So this would be one streets. Let's call it main street, and then let's make another that will be another main street. Let's make it a little bit nicer. Then we have here, we can here selection layer, selection type, and here we can go into a streets, and then by selecting street and then control, and we can just adjust number of lanes. So for example, this is like 6 lanes, then we have 4 lanes. Let's keep it to a 6 lanes for some of the main streets. Then we have here this value is offset, and this practically means it will be renamed in the future versions, but right now it is like the width of a lane. Right now I'm setting this to 3 meters. Then we have this value of radius. This radius, it will always also be renamed, but this is how much of the rounding is done on the borders of a street. So you can see here. Okay, so this. And then we have here segments, and segments can be like 4 or 1. Like if you're working, you can set it to 1. Then for final export, you can put it to something bigger. Another thing that we have here that is really interesting is that we can just okay, let's put this to 4. If you want to deselect streets, you just click outside without control button. Otherwise, you can select multiple streets with control button and then just apply the same values. Also, you can use selection, then name a street. So let's call this one CScape Main. CScape Main. So this one will be CScape Main. If we select multiple streets, you will get a minus sign so that you know that they aren't the same street. Then we have this option here that is blocks. So right now we were in a streets modification. We can go to a blocks and then we can change the type of the block. So let's make this park. Let's select this one with Control key or just by clicking on it. And then set this to industrial. One cool thing is that right now that we have these streets, we can just go here and add some subdivisions. So divisions like before, we just have to click on a Shift key and draw with a left mouse click for a line, or with a right mouse click for a curve. So we can just do some things like this. Then we go back to a streets mode and let's select just those these lines because we want them, for example, to be smaller. Click outside, put this something bigger. One of the new features, the latest features that I'm adding, and this is the junctions option. So junctions, practically, you can see those points that are defined as junctions. There can be just a simple junction. So everything here is managed automatically, or we can just make of this a roundabout. So when we are making roundabout, you can just put this and then like this is a roundabout radius, and then we have roundabout lanes. So let's put something like 2 lanes. Okay, you can see right now that it will adapt to neighboring systems, but this roundabout will have two modes. One will be that here we create a circle, and another is this one that it will create isles. Then we have here like, okay, let's go to blocks modality. Add some. You can see that it also maintains those logical, say, definitions of the things that we have defined before. Then we have one-way streets, and this mode still doesn't work perfectly. But I will show you what it's intended to do. So the one-way works like this. You go into one-way. So this is a selection mode and a layer. And then you just click on Shift and draw a line like this. Okay, another like this, another like this. So now when we switch back to blocks, streets, you will see that now it creates this indent. So we can just take one way, say that we want to use it like this, like making a small street. Of course, right now we have a problem with this, that it's a little bit like messy, but like it is rounded. But it's, for example, also good for making like things like mm, parking lots. So like this, and then if I go here and select this thing, I can say, okay, this will be a parking lot, and Yeah, it will expand like this. Of course, uh, here, if we go back to blocks, main editing system is a system of blocks. So here we can choose like residential park. Okay, let's make park. Let's make here commercial. So we will see this. This is like here, and yeah, I have always this explanation about what is going on. Then we can go into let me see what is another cool feature. So now, right now, yeah, we can choose what is this rounding, and then do a lot of things. So, okay, yeah, so let's go to junctions, and junction have this feature that we can, yeah, I will always already explain a little bit like this, how it's working. But it is cool because you can also make some of the cool forms from that. And the final idea will be, and right now this doesn't work perfectly. Okay, yeah, I have to just show some few other tricks. So right now we can just, okay, blocks, let's go to blocks and then just, sorry, okay, control. Okay, so we can create all those subsections, but a trick is that we can select multiple things like this and this with a control key, and then use Shift and U to make a union. So this is the main, and this will make a single shape from two of the shapes. So this is also a nice feature for editing because sometimes you don't want something it didn't went well, and you can make it behave better. Also, another thing is if you don't hold anything, you can just draw. Wait a second. Okay, so this isn't perfect. Okay, so you can draw this shape that will add to existing or subtract to existing shape. So theoretically, in one way or another, okay. But then you have here two overlaps. So what you can do here is like you hold, you select both sections, and then you select Shift and I key, and you will see that this will create another ISO where the things overlap. And maybe we aren't, I'm not okay with this side, I'm not sure, so I can select this one and then select this one with a control key, and then Shift and U and union, make a union. Yeah, there are some of the things that I should manage a little bit more. I will have to understand how to do this, but yeah. So this, yeah, this controls radius, and at the end, what is this? Somebody asked me, what is this buildings mode? So buildings mode, if I go to a building mode, asset, you will see that I don't have anything here, but I can practically create here reset layout, and this will create a new level of things. And you will see that this new level practically is a copy of the old level, but where I can just shift things. I will have to work a little bit on graphics for this modality of the editing buildings, but the idea is that if I go to edit buildings, I can just use the same principle, same way as before. Okay, so radius 0. Okay, but this way, and just like separate. Yeah, make. Also, names should change here. So I can just like do this, make a union, then just reshape things, unions, by using, for example, unions. Unions, unfortunately, on this level doesn't work always. I will have to work on that one. But you can see that I can just, like with shift and left key, I can just do some modeling. And yeah, I can just take objects. Oh, sorry. Okay, union, make unions, and do things like that. I will have to work still on this because in this level it becomes a little bit. Okay, union. Okay, union. You can see. So right now I'm just creating objects and doing some crazy stuff. No, it's not crazy stuff for now, but okay, so let's just when we have like these objects and just doing some unions, doing some. Of course, this will be this second level editing will be improved a lot because right now we made some changes that break this few of the things it breaks. You can see right now that I'm unable to do union because yeah, this is because of some floating point imprecisions on this small scale. So yeah, I will have to fix this a little bit. Yeah, but the main idea is just like doing things like that, and then you can also use you delete objects if you want, like for buildings. You might want to delete. And then afterwards, Unity will be able to just export this, like to create. Let's check. Tuck. Union. Okay. Then we can just. Yeah, this wasn't a perfect example because I have showed. Yeah, we have here rounded corners, and this isn't something that we actually want. But yeah, this is just for illustration. Okay, this is just for illustration. So I hope that you liked this